in. What a card we've got. It starts early, it ends late. How many basketball games we got today, Chris?
Oh man, like what? Like a hundred, like not 100, maybe like 65 or 70 at least.
So 70 game parlay in the offing here. I think we certainly, if someone will take our action, we'll certainly be looking to do it. I love it. Yesterday's college basketball, I did the no and ended up burning me. I had my big play was Southern Illinois. I loved them even before the line came out. I was like, they're gonna win outright, and then I switched it to Wyoming and got roasted. It was like, I don't know why I did that. I gave out Southern Illinois as a premium, and I switched my big play to Wyoming. I don't know why I did it. I don't know what I was thinking. I was probably just punch drunk. But Southern Illinois winners, North Dakota State had it all the way. No doubter. No doubter. It was awesome. Do you see that one, Chris? North Dakota State and Kansas.
We
He had it all the
I
way.
think we both picked that on the show, yeah.
Oh,
We
did you?
both like that.
Yeah,
We both liked it yesterday on
halftime.
the show.
Did
You were
you
like,
see?
yeah.
Did you see the game?
No, I didn't get.
Oh,
I
it
didn't get a chance.
it was Gem. I was on halftime doing the halftime show. Jay was out yesterday for halftime. I was doing it by myself, and so they're down by 26, right? So North Dakota State has the ball. They've got it down to 26. It's going between 25 and 28. It's just back and forth, back and forth. The line's 24. It's 26. 29 seconds left to go in the game. The Bison put up a three. Bang! Goes to 23. Dribble out. Buzzer. It was awesome.
Exactly
They weren't inside the number the whole second half. It was like 41-8 at halftime. They weren't inside the number the whole game. Once they went outside the number, Kansas, it wasn't like North Dakota reeled them back in. It was like inside the number, outside. It wasn't any of that stuff. They were outside the number the entire time. 29 seconds left. Bang. It was Jimmer. It was Jimmer time.
Jimmer.
It was Jimmer, man. Straight Jimmer. It was.
Jeez.
Awesome.
It's exactly how you draw it up on the telestrator.
Oh, yeah. It was exactly how you draw it up. It was like, you call that our turn, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's called our turn. It was awesome. And the thing was, I was watching it, it was halftime of the football game, so I was watching it like with our whole crowd, and everybody was, a lot of people are North Dakota State. I think some people were on the other side, but we know it wasn't us.
It wasn't us. Nope. And I'm a Kansas guy, and it wasn't us. Nope.
Yeah.
It was like, that's gone too far now. Too many.
It was awesome. But today's card is awesome as well. And we've got NBA, we've got NHL, a few games in the NHL. The Bruins sent the Flames packing. It was a double whammy there. I missed the end of yesterday's show, so I didn't get to bad vibe the Flames, but it was awesome. The Flames just sucking ass again. 3-1, right? Puck lined. Yeah.
You want to talk sucking ass? The Detroit Red Wings. 6 goals given up in the third period.
Oh.
Thought the under 6 was okay.
I turned around and looked, and it was good.
What's worse, like giving up the 6 goals in the third period, or like when you give up the 6 goals and it's like it doesn't even seem like they're you feel like you're still in it, when it's happening. It's kind of like in the NFL or college football when it's like they score another touchdown. And you're like, I still got a shot here. You're doing the math in your head, It's like, but you really have no shot. Everyone else that's watching is like, you have no shot.
If that's gonna happen to me, I would rather get it out of the way early, and have it be like, okay, well, you know what, this one kind of just went sideways, but we'll get it back somewhere else, rather than get stuck and think, oh, okay, you're good at 6.5, it's 4-2, and they pot the empty netter with a second to go, and it's like, come on.
Right? Keep you hanging on. Just keep you hanging on and hanging on and hanging on and hanging on, and then all of a sudden, pop.
Billy Huso had to go to the bathroom apparently.
They were covering the number of the whole. Yeah.
Oh man. Anyways, we've got where do you guys want to start? Let's start with the NBA. Usually a good place to start. Let's see. We got. I don't love this NBA card today, right? It's like it just seems really difficult. I don't know if it's the NBA in general is really difficult or just today's card is really difficult. Not sure. Maybe it's just
Yeah, I think it's today's card. It's just a lot of tricky matchups, tricky lines.
yeah. I'm not in any rush, to on these, but maybe I'll change my mind here. Let's see. All right, we've got the hell's going on here? It's like my computer. It's doing weird stuff.
It's trying to protect you from the NBA.
Probably saying don't do it. Celtics against the Chicken Nuggets, Magic against the Suns, Knicks against the Pistons, and the Raptors and the Thunder Buddies. Chris, any of these four?
Yeah, I know I'm going to catch a little bit of flack for this, but I'm going to still stick with the Toronto Raptors. No pressure situation. He tore some ligaments in his ankle against the Houston Rockets. But I do like the Oklahoma City Thunder in the underdog role, especially at home. But lately they haven't been covering those shorter numbers. It's usually when you're getting, the 9, 10, 11 points with the Thunder that you feel a little bit safer. But their last 4 games, 3 of them they were underdogs and they were getting 6.5, 5.5, and 1 point. Went 0-3 against the spread in all those games. The Raptors usually play solid defense, and I think that they go out on the road and take care of business against the Thunder. So I'll go with the Raptors, the only one I like in this time slot or set of games.
And the one I like in this time slot, I'll take the Magic plus all them points. And you look at Chris Paul, questionable game time decision whether he's going to go in this one or not. But either way, you look at this Magic team and 5-1 against the number at home here, and Suns 500, 2-2 against the number on the road. And you look at this Suns team; they love to play down to teams with losing records, like this Magic have. They're 0-5 ATS the last 5 versus teams with losing records. And the Magic at home, 7-1 ATS their last 8 home games. I'll take the Magic plus the points.
I'll take the Chicken Nuggets in this one against the Celtics. I think this one comes right down to the end. I noticed like on doing the prop show that like the Celtics, when it comes to anything but scoring props, like everybody's under on everything. When it comes to like assists or rebounds, any of the things where you actually have to do the work, they're all under. But on scoring, they're all over. So it's like basically a bunch of individuals. Usually not good against the good teams. And I think Michael Porter Jr. is making a difference here. He was kind of like at Mizzou. We followed him there. Wasn't he injured at Mizzou, and then he was injured here, and he does this. But when he plays, the 4 games a year that he plays, he's awesome. It's not like our 73 minutes of Trey Lance, This 2022 NFL season will always be remembered as our 73 minutes of Lance. Those 73 minutes I'll never forget.
It's like, yeah, new titles: 50 Shades of Grey, 73 minutes of Lance.
It's like best 73 minutes of the year. Rewatched the original American Pie, the first 73 minutes of it, or Trey Lance's 73 minutes.
That's tough.
Yeah.
His first 73 minutes of American Pie usually pretty good.
Oh, it's the pie scene is in there. Plus
it's the pie scene.
Plus the monkey. The the monkey. It's like one of the greatest scenes in all of movies.
Oh,
yeah! Everyone's like, yeah.
He grabs the jacket. Oh, Jim, what are you doing? I gotta go watch that movie this afternoon.
The original one is great.
Yeah. Even number 2 wasn't bad.
No, it wasn't bad. Wasn't bad. The lake one, where they go to the lake, not bad.
Yeah.
Not
American
bad.
Wedding was okay. It's when they started doing all those spin-offs that
I haven't really seen any of the spin-offs, but the first one is the best one.
Yeah. The spin-offs, you can tell they were like the made-for-DVD movies. Like, they weren't very good. They just were living off of the American Pie name, so.
Had some good stuff in there. There was a few spots that were still made you laugh.
Yeah. I'm not saying they were terrible. I'm just saying it wasn't as good as the original.
Oh no, definitely not.
All right.
Usually everything, the second and the third one is definitely not as good as the original, usually.
Except for The Godfather.
Yeah.
All right.
But you needed the original to get things going.
We got the Spurs and the Bucks, the Grizzlies and the Timberwolves, the Warriors and the Cavaliers and the Lakers and the Kings. Chris, what do you think here? This one time at band camp, I parlayed these 4 teams together.
This one time at band camp, I made a degenerate parlay with the. Oh man, I'm gonna go with the Grizzlies.
It's like this one time at band camp, I bought the hook. It's like
This one time at band camp, I made a 16-leg parlay, dropped in a YouTube comment video, and said "Thank me later." Oh man, I like Memphis here. I'm still not on the Minnesota Timberwolves. They got to figure out their chemistry issues with Rudy Gobert and all these guys getting sort of back together and being cohesive. And they're not going to do it on the fly against the Memphis Grizzlies team. It's still one of the better home teams in the NBA. I look for Memphis to win this one by at least 7 or 8 points, if not double digits. So take Memphis in that one. And I lean towards the Cavaliers. I know Golden State playing their better ball at home, but I don't know. Something just feels off about this Golden State Warriors team right now. They're coming out of the gate slow. And anytime I have a chance to get points with the Cavs, I'm going to probably end up taking them. So give me the Cleveland Cavaliers in that one.
right.
You know what? I agree. Give me the Grizzlies here. Looks like the Sharps are going to get torched on Minnesota here. That line opened 5.5, and they jumped all over it. It's down to 4. Right where the Grizzlies love to cover that number. 4-1 at home, 3-2 against the number at home. I think the Grizzlies cover the number there. Minnesota on the road has been awful. And the Lakers are playing? Okay, I'll take the Kings in that one. Kings 4-1 ATS on the road. Lakers dumpster fire. I think you just keep fading the Lakers all season long. Just keep making money.
Lakers are terrible. I'll go with the Kings also in that one. It seems almost too obvious, though. But maybe that's where it is,
Don't overthink it.
Nah, maybe not. How about I like the Bucks against the Spurs, too. I think I could just see it. The Spurs are kind of falling apart. I jumped back on the Spurs. Covered the last 2 games. Now it's time to get off. You're gonna have to be off and on this Spurs bandwagon this season. We go to college football, and we got 3 games tonight. We got Cincinnati against East Carolina. Cincinnati has won outright 48 times in a row as a favorite. Outright 48 times in a row. They're only minus 200 here. It's like those people that love to throw in a favorite in a parlay. 48 in a row. And only minus 200. I mean, people are throwing like minus 1800s. USC minus 34.5 versus Colorado. You say Cala, I say Rada. Colorado. UNLV versus Fresno. What do you think? Fres, yes?
I was just going to say maybe Fres, yes, but I got to go with USC. I got to go with USC in a row.
Both said
I thought every time I was trying to say USC, you're like, that's a good one. No, I got to go with USC. There's no back in Colorado. Colorado might be one of the worst Power 5 teams I've ever seen this year. This team is dreadful. They've been double-digit underdogs in every game, and for good reason. USC, this is a big number to lay, but we've seen, we saw it against Rice. This is a USC team that's not afraid to run up the score. They put up 66 on Rice in that game, and I don't know. I think USC, unless they get caught looking ahead to UCLA next week, which I don't think they will. I think they run it up on Colorado here, so I'm going to go with USC laying the big number.
And the first one there, I like the under in the Pirates and the Bearcats. You look at the Pirates, 4-1 in the under their last 5 versus a team with a winning home record. And the Bearcats, 3-1 to the under after failing to rush for more than 100 yards in the previous game. They're also 5-0 to the under in the last 5 conference games. So I like the under in that one. And the other one, I like UNLV plus the points. Sure, this Fresno team, what do they like to do? They like to pass the ball. They're not a big rushing team. And you look at UNLV, their last few games have been teams against the rush and it's on the ground. Fresno likes to move the ball through the air, and UNLV has been solid, 44th against the pass. So for me in that one, I like UNLV to keep it close. I think they slow down Fresno because that's what they love to do. I think they slow down the pass, and they keep this closer than people think. So I'll take UNLV plus the points in that one.
I'll take Fresno. I say yes to Fresno. Colorado sucks, man. I also like the over.
Colorado sucks.
I think USC might put 70 on them. It stink. It stunk. And Cincinnati, money line, 48 in a row. I think they make it 49. Here's the thing about Cincinnati, and I'm sure there's a ton of East Carolina people out there in this game because they've been playing pretty well recently. But Cincinnati has really embraced this team, the city of Cincinnati. They're going to be excited about this thing, And my guess is they come out in droves for this thing. And it's probably going to be like one of those blackout, whiteout thing, games. Bearcats are nasty, man.
Supposed to be nice there today?
I don't know what's nice, Rod. I mean, for you, nice is like nice is like a hailstorm. For the rest of us, nice is 85 and sunny. It's like it's all relative. Rod's like it's nice out. It's like it's only 20 below zero.
Right? It's minus 23 right now Celsius. So what does that equate to Fahrenheit? Cold. But that's nice because the sun's out, so it doesn't feel like minus 23. But to anybody else, yeah, it's going to feel like minus 23.
All right. Anyways, go to our next segment. We'll go to the NHL. Is Calgary playing?
Unfortunately, no.
Damn it. Ever since I said I'm sick of Calgary, they haven't won a game. Right? They haven't won in over a week.
No.
Well over a week.
7 straight.
Is it?
Yeah, 7 straight.
Yeah.
What happens if they play the Blues? That would be.
Blues won yesterday. So.
Did they?
Yeah.
They ended their losing streak.
Rod's
the Sharks.
Rod's Vezina Trophy bet looking a little better.
But you got to remember the Blues. They ended. If you look when they won the Stanley Cup, they started off the season dumpster fire. They were dead last on so many levels, and then all of a sudden they came out of nowhere and they're just getting.
It's a good story. Got the Maple Laughs against the Penguins. Penguins terrible. 2-6. 2-6 on the road on the puck line. Oh my God, what a crappy game that is. Chris, you going to that one? You're gonna pay full price. I'm gonna guess they're getting full price admission for that thing too in Toronto.
Oh yeah, yeah. Whenever you have one of those names like Pittsburgh, like with Sidney Crosby or someone coming to town, it's going to be like a full price admission.
Oh my God. Oof.
Right.
That's a real bad game. Capitals against the Lightning. The Star against the Sharks. The Star 5 in a row in the puck line. I think we've had him every single time on the show too. And Smoking Kraken up against the Smudges. Chris?
First I'll say that's why they always talk about how expensive Leafs tickets are. They play at Scotiabank Arena, and Scotiabank's motto is "You're richer than you think." So that's why I say if you can go to a Leafs game, you're richer than you think if you go to Scotiabank Arena. But it's bad. I think it's like right now I'm looking $500 for a pair of like lower bowl seats, so it's disgusting. But I'm gonna go with the over in that Leafs and Penguins game. Anyone who is gonna go to that game, you're probably gonna see a fair amount of goals in that one. I don't trust the goaltending on either side, so I think we easily see a 4-3 game at the very least. I'm gonna take the over in that one. I'm also gonna take the Tampa Bay Lightning against the Washington Capitals. The Capitals are just banged up to hell. This is a bad spot for the Washington Capitals. I like the Lightning to win this one. Maybe even take Lightning on the puck line. And I originally was sticking with the San Jose Sharks plus 1.5 in the video, but on a back-to-back, going to Dallas, I think Dallas wins this one by a couple. I'm going to take Dallas on the puck line.
And I agree. Take the Penguins over the Maple Laughs. Calgary got a win last time out, but again, playing against the Penguins, who ended their losing streak, I think they come in here and they keep it close. So I think you got to go with the Penguins. All the values there. I can't Calgary in that. He got one win, but other than that, I don't trust the Maple Leafs. And I agree. You got to take Tampa Bay Lightning over Washington. Ovi can't pass to himself, even though he does try. He tried to bounce pass off the boards to himself. It was kind of interesting to see. He definitely gives 150%, but that's not going to get the job done here against a shorthanded Washington team. So take the Capitals in that, or take the Tampa Bay Lightning to beat up on the Capitals in that one. And I like the under in the Sharks in Dallas. Playing in Dallas, they tend to go under, and the Sharks the puck in the net. Take the under 6. Dallas Sharks.
Stars puck line and the Kraken for me. Out of these. Chris, what are you selling today?
Got a couple things on the go today. I got my $15 College Hoops Court Cash. That's my favorite College Hoops play on the board. Also got that play as part of my my Fast Break Friday College Hoops 5-pack for $50. Also got an NBA pick and roll and my college basketball total of the week. Tons of options for you at Pick Docs Premium, but use the promo code PICK and hop on something long term. Loaded card today. College football tomorrow, as well as college hoops, NBA, NHL, whatever. Sunday, NFL action. This is the time to hop on long term. You're going to get the most bang for your buck. So check it out. Whether it's just me, part of someone else, part of the 2-for-1 capper deal.
And for me, over at Pick Dogs Premium, I got my $15 tonight. You can scoop that up singly. My only play on the ice tonight. I also have my Steak Friday triple, which includes 3 plays on the hardwood, 1 play in the NBA, 2 in college basketball. Also have a bonus play in college basketball for the long-term subscribers. That's the way to go. Grab a 3-day, grab a 7-day, grab a 30-day. Best to go long-term now. We got so many sports going. Beats buying all these seasons individually. Use that promo code PICK, and you'll save 50% off premium.
So I've been running my long-term packages at deep discounts now for a while. I haven't really been advertising or saying anything about it. I just put them out there at like very, very low prices. But I will tell you, this is the time of year that if you buy my longer-term packages, you get a deal of all deals. Like today, I have a 3-pack in college basketball, and then I have my $15 big play. But what you don't see is I got 2 college football plays. I got a bunch of college basketball plays, an NBA play. None of those plays are even listed for sale. But I have picks and all of that stuff if you're a long-term subscriber. So you should be grabbing them. I just don't have enough time in the day to put up all the packages to sell them individually. I put up what I can, but I don't have enough time in the day to do that. And I mean, you saw yesterday I couldn't even do a show. That's how much time in the day I had. I was double booked, and I double booked during the time where we have a show every single day. That's how how out there I am as far as my schedule goes. So yeah, so I haven't been able to list them all for sale individually. I might list some other packages later, just to do it. Yesterday, I was able to put some more packages out there with other picks, and they hit. I did a 1-1-1, college basketball and NFL, college football, type thing or something. And today I could do the same, like an NBA, college football, college basketball. That's not picks that are not in any other package too. That's how many picks I have that aren't there. So check it out. Get those. I'm telling you, this is the time. And we're never been salesy on these shows. And I'm not being salesy. I'm just saying if you're buying, which a lot of you guys are doing, get the longer term. It's I think mine's $250. Who the fuck is this guy?
He's trying to do his best Conor McGregor impression.
Is that what that is, or is it me?
I think so.
Is it me?
I don't know. I don't know who he's talking about, but
I don't know either. He's some idiot, I think. Is he just an idiot, or is he? I don't even understand.
I don't know either.
Me neither. It's just some of the comments that we get are just they're so stupid. I can't even understand if he's clowning me or what he's doing. It's like. It's like you're such a moron that it doesn't even make any sense. It's like, I don't even understand it, It's like if you had the balls to if they had the balls to say who they were or something like that or stand behind it, I'd way more respect it and care, And this is just what a joke, how pathetic. College hoops. Let's go there. Got a full schedule. I don't know. I don't understand the questions. I mean, the comments. Are they supposed to be funny? Are they cool or what? Or just are they derogatory towards me? I don't know. Or Chris or Rod. Did you guys figure that out? He's playing the mind game with me. Is how is anybody this much of an idiot? I mean, who knew there were this big of idiots out there? Well, I guess I know. Anyways, let's get to some more picks. We got early college hoops. Boston College versus Detroit Mercy, UNH versus Fairfield Stags, UC Santa Barbara versus Frez Yes, Air Force versus Delaware, Toledo versus UAB, St. Joe's versus Houston. Still the Phil Martelli curse lives on. We'll continue to bad vibe them. Harvard versus ULL. G-Dub versus Howard. That's a local game. UConn versus Boston University. Gonzaga versus Michigan State. I think they're playing outside. It's like they're playing in Rod's backyard. Duke versus South Carolina Upstate. Chris, any of these gems ring the bell for you?
Yeah, there's a few I like here. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna pull a Fresno. I'm gonna go with UC Santa Barbara. I like the way the Gauchos are built.
Say no to Frez. Say no to Frez.
these are two teams that like to rely on solid defense to get the job done. But I just trust UC Santa Barbara's offense to hit more shots down the stretch than Fresno State's. Fresno State found themselves in a lot of like those first to 60 wins kind of games last year, and while UC Santa Barbara plays to that style, they can score into the 70s. So I'm going to go with UC Santa Barbara there. I'm also going to lay the big number with Duke. I was on Jacksonville in the opener, and Duke really just took no prisoners, and that was without two of their better players. South Carolina Upstate, this is a Spartans team that usually, schedules up, or at least they take on the big teams for the payday, but they usually get rung up and rung up big in those games. So I like Duke to win that one by 30, maybe even 40 points. And the other one I like is under in Houston and St. Joe's. I just don't know if Houston's going to score enough to push this one over the number. They had a dominant showing against Northern Colorado. I think this one's going to be more close to, Houston scores 70, St. Joe's maybe 40, 45 points. So I look for this one to stay under 133.5.
You have South Carolina upstate, but you don't have South Carolina downstate. It's like there's no.
Are we doing that thing where it's like, why do you park in a driveway but drive on a parkway?
No, it's like I'm just trying to figure out what it is. What's wrong with downstate? South Carolina. I think it's Georgia is what's downstate. Rod, what do you got? Oh, you're muted. You're muted. You're muted. Can't hear him. How about you, Chris?
No, I can't hear him.
Me neither.
My bad. Sorry.
There we go.
I'm in this first one. I'm going to take Detroit Mercer plus the points at Boston College. I think this is a 4 or 5 point win for Boston College. Detroit Mercer can hang with the Eagles in that one. Keep it close. And the other one I like in this time spot, you got to go with the under. Keep riding those Air Force unders. 130.5. Go with the under in that one. Of course, I'm going to take Gonzaga to lay the points. I know it's skyrocketed, but I think Gonzaga wins by 15-16. Or by far better team.
I'm on the over in Gonzaga, Michigan State. It's 142.5. It's supposed to be windy. It's outside. They're playing it in Rod's backyard. It's supposed to be windy for this one, which is crazy, but I still like the over. I still think Gonzaga scores 150 themselves. It's not a good Michigan State team this year. They don't have any superstars. So, but they do have Hauser's back. Doogie Hauser.
Doogie.
I do hate St. Joe's a ton. So it's personal. Is it business or personal? Personal. I don't understand the whole Phil Martelli fire. Tulane versus McNeese State. Coppin State versus Mount St. Mary's. Hofstra, Hookers and Blow. Iona's coming to town. Drexel versus Old Dominion. George Mason, a very nice man, up against Longwood. Dayton against SMU. Dayton in my Final Four still. With remember Dayton started? They lost last year, like their first 4 games, and they were like double-digit favorites. They lost outright in like all of them.
Yeah. It's like the first time in history, I was gonna say it's the first time in history that they lost or any team lost 3 straight games as double-digit favorites to start the year. Can thank Big Al for that one.
Yep. He was stunned by Dayton. He didn't know what to do. It was like because all of his numbers were all off then. It was like all his databases it's like I'm not sure what to do about Dayton. It's like Al, it was 3 weeks ago. There's 150 other games. I know.
I still remember hearing from him and him being like, "Did you see that Dayton game? What the bleep was that?" And I was like, I had no idea.
Manhattan against Central Connecticut State. They usually stink pretty bad. We got Dartmouth against Bryant. Bryant was in the tournament last year. You know that? Remember that? They were in.
Yeah, I remember.
They were in.
Remember
Yeah.
Peter Kiss. He pissed off a lot of people. That guy, I remember.
Who did they lose to? They beat some.
Didn't they win? They won the first round game. They won because they were
No,
one of the 16.
they lost to Wright State.
Right, State.
Wright State. They lost to them. Utah playing in a 7 o'clock Eastern time slot against the Roadrunners of Cal State Bakersfield. It's weird seeing the Roadrunners with single digits. It's their second year with single-digit rotation number or triple-digit rotation numbers. Minnesota versus St. Francis. Far be it from Minnesota to not be in a 6-digit rotation number game at this time of year. Florida scheduling up, taking on Kennesaw State. Pitt, West Virginia, Backyard Brawl, Volume 2. North Carolina versus Pat Kelsey's Charleston team. NC State versus the Campbell Camels. Miami versus Greensboro. Miami never covers these big early season spread games. Except last year, I think they played Dayton. UCF against Florida State. Furman against Belmont. This was a tough one for Chris and I to cross off the video list. It went down kicking and screaming. The Richmond Spiders against Northern Iowa. Temple against Villanova. Purdue against Austin Peay. South Carolina Clemson. Cal versus Kansas State. Wow, there's so many of the 7 o'clock.
I was just about to say you're still going to keep.
Vandy versus Southern Miss. Ole Miss versus Florida Atlantic. Kentucky versus Duquesne. The Dukes. Mississippi State versus Akron. The Zips. Oakland versus Bowling Green. That's it. Wow. A lot of hoops. Chris? Any meat on the bone there?
I think I might have a couple of trouble getting to a couple games in this one, man. There's not that much to choose from. I'm going to take Dayton laying the number against SMU. I'm not high.
I know other handicappers that would take a pass on this.
Yeah, so do I. Yeah, fair.
I know guys that would take a pass. Taking a pass.
I'm going to take Dayton. You look at that Dayton roster, and some just a casual fan will say, why are they ranked in the top 25 and this, that, and the other? No, I've had people say to me, why are Dayton ranked? And I've had to say, this is a very, very good Dayton team.
This is might Final be the Four best team.
Yeah, this could be the best Dayton offense that they've had since they were supposed to be a 1 seed,
right?
In the COVID year.
3 years ago, they were going to be a 1 seed in the tournament with Obi Toppin, and they had all these other guys. This team is in line with that team. This team is as good as that team. It's like
exactly.
They built last year when they had that that start that we talked about. After that, they were really good. It was like shocking that they lost those games. They were double-digit favorites, and it's like they were really good after that, but they never were able to overcome that start, in the eyes of the selection committee. But they were better than most of the teams that were in. And this 100%. year they're going to be a 1 seed. This year they're going to the Final Four.
Yeah.
Well, they might not be a 1 seed, but they're going to the Final Four. They'll be playing Houston and Baylor.
I think that this is a really good Dayton team. So I like them to win this one comfortably against a subpar SMU team. I think subpar is even being generous with SMU. I don't have high hopes for SMU at all this season. I'm also going to go with Charleston plus the points against North Carolina. I think North Carolina is just going to be a slow starter this year. They'll be fine down the road, but didn't really get anywhere close to a cover against UNC Wilmington in that first game. And I think Charleston kind of going to be in the same boat. I think they're going to come in and give North Carolina all they can handle. I'm not saying Charleston wins that game outright, but I think Charleston can keep this one within 15 points. So take Charleston there plus the points. And I like Belmont plus the points against Furman. I don't know who wins that game, but I think it's a 1-possession game, whichever way you have it ending up. So I like Belmont and the points in that one.
I don't know who wins, but it should be Belmont or Furman.
I didn't say that.
Someone will win.
Someone will lose.
Could go over. Could stay under. Rod, what do you think? Rod's out shoveling to clear
Well,
the court
and this
space
slot
for
here.
Gonzaga, Michigan State. It's been moved to Rod's backyard.
Right? You just see the snow we got out here. So
It's supposed to be like 8 to
It's been
10
taking
mile
me
an
to
hour
a point.
winds. This Gonzaga, Michigan State game. What they always do at these outdoor games is cancel them. is what they eventually do. Isn't the Wisconsin game like at the Brewers Stadium?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That might be interesting.
Yeah. There's a lot of these games today. Like these weird stadium games.
Well, personally, I like here. I'm going to go with Hofstra here on the money line. I think they end their home losing streak. They've lost 5. Home, but Iona on Fridays. They're too busy handing out the hookers and blow. 0-4 their last 4 on Friday. I like Hofstra on the money line in that one. I like Aaron Estrada. I think he comes up, steps up, has a big game. I think he scores in the 30s in that one. I'm going to go with Hofstra on the money line in that one. And the other one down here, I like UCF against Suggs and Hendricks have a good game. And another one, I like them on the money line over Florida State. I think they get an outright win in that one. And the other one, I like Clemson. Is shut up. Even at 3.5, I think they handle South Carolina. No problem in that one. I like Clemson over the Gamecocks in that one. And the other one I like down here is this is another one of them outdoor ones. It's a neutral court, but I like Mississippi State over Akron. I think they win by 7-8 points in that one. And the other one, this Duquesne team is not bad, and I think that's too many for Kentucky. I think Duquesne can keep it closer than the 18.5 where that is there. Duquesne looked pretty good in their opening game. I think they keep it closer with Kentucky. I think Duquesne plus the points.
You don't think Mississippi State's looking ahead to Georgia tomorrow?
Nah. They can get Akron.
Anyways, I like Charleston as well against North Carolina. Pat Kelsey's second year at Charleston. I thought he would get a bigger job than the Charleston job. I thought he was going to get the Cincinnati job. Cincinnati went to the guy from Wilmington, but Wes Pritchard. Right? I like Charleston here against Carolina. Carolina's stacked, but Pat Kelsey, I like the over in that one too. 160.5. I think, remember like those Winthrop teams? They always scored like 90, you know? I could see that one being that same type. He plays a no defense, all run game. So I like that. That's going to be a fun one to watch, I think. I like West Virginia against Pitt in the brawl. I think West Virginia is just a little dirtier. I think that they're willing to get dirty. Jeff Capel's Pitt team, I think he returns like 2 of his better players from last year. They beat North Carolina last year at North Carolina. That was like their one shining moment. But West Virginia, Bob Huggins is he's not so much of a transfer portal guy. He's always the JUCO guy. And the way that he phrases this is always he has a saying about the JUCOs. And he says that these guys have been riding on the bus, 5 hours to go to a game, eating like a bologna sandwich or something. He's like, they're not prima donnas. He's like, there he goes. They understand what it takes, to be in a big time program and understand that what a privilege it is, as opposed to a lot of these other guys that come in and they just take it all for granted. That's why he does really well with them. I like Dayton to bust up SMU. And I like South Carolina against Clemson. I think Jackson is going to take control. The coming out party of Jackson in this one. he's the best player on the court. I think kind of like what we saw with Jabari Smith last year. Once in a while, that guy just they just go off. And I think this is his day. Anyways, we go to our next set of games. So Rod and I will disagree on that one. I kind of like Kentucky against Duquesne too. We've got Wisconsin versus Stanford. This one's at the Milwaukee Brewers Stadium. I wonder if Bernie will be there to slide down the slide. I bet he is. Alabama versus Liberty. UIC versus Loyola Chicago. They used to be Loyola Illinois. Now they're Loyola Chicago. Xavier versus Montana. Missouri versus Penn. This is an interesting one, too. This Missouri team is actually really good. This will be one of the really fast turnarounds, the Missouri game, Missouri team. These guys are really good. Like, most teams, like, after they fire Quanzo Martin, usually have a bump. It's kind of, I don't know what it is. The post-Quanzo era. Auburn versus South Florida. Texas A&M, Abilene Christian. Where's Romanelli? Grambling versus Colorado. TCU versus our good old friend Lamar. Oklahoma versus Arkansas, Pine Bluff. Yikes. I wonder what Pine Bluff's getting to play in that one. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Today you'll be playing against the Masters. Northwestern. Who they beat? Yikes. Who's that? CHCT. Champion Christian. The champion. Oh, my God. It's like, let's inflate the record a little bit for the strength of schedule. Who can he get us? I don't know. Champion Christian? I'm in. It's like, that's so made up. Champ, I've been doing this for a long time. I've been betting on college basketball. This is the first moment I've ever heard of Champion Christian. They should play Toccoa Falls.
Right.
Champion Christian. Northwestern plays NIU. That's never good. Iowa against NCAAB. Baylor versus Norfolk State. Arkansas versus Fordham. Texas A&M Corpus Christi versus Texas San Antonio. St. Thomas, the Tommies against Chicago State. That's good. 8 o'clock, Chris. What do you think? 7:30, 8 o'clock.
Yeah. There's a few I like here. Couple, I'm going to go with Auburn laying the points against USF. Auburn, they beat up on George Mason. I just think it just kind of speaks volume to how good this Auburn team is. They only shot, I think, 37% from the field in that game and still won by 18 points. I just think, when those shots start falling, watch out. And I think that USF going to be on the wrong end of a beat down here. I think Auburn wins that one by 30 plus. So I'll go with USF in that one. I'm a little bit upset with myself that I didn't put in Arkansas as a premium. I really like this Arkansas team, and I just don't think that Fordham's going to have the horses to keep pace with Arkansas in that game. And I also like Baylor laying the big number against Norfolk State. Norfolk State usually respectable opponent for a lot of these higher end teams in college hoops, but I think Baylor wins this one by 30 plus. They usually have a couple of these beat down spots early in their schedule. And unfortunately, I think Norfolk State's just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Give me Baylor laying the big number.
Ye of little faith. This is a rematch, Chris, of last year's NCAA tournament opening round. Yep. Baylor, 85. Norfolk State, 49. It's a rematch.
Revenge.
The rematch. You think Fordham's got a puncher's chance of pulling the out right here? I think they do. I like that Southern Illinois yesterday. I like Fordham here in this one. Rod, how about you? What do you think of these games?
For me, in this and some of these, I'm going to take Liberty plus. I'm going to take Liberty plus the points against Alabama. You look at the Tide 1-8 ATS their last 9. Bounce back and string wins together. I think they do get the win, but I think it's closer than that. I'll take Liberty. Their defense pretty good. I think they hang with Alabama today in that one. They're also young, that Alabama team. I think they take a few by the time. And I agree. Take Baylor. I think they blow out Norfolk by 30 plus in that one.
It's a rematch.
And the other one I like here is. Oh no! Wait, I'm going to jump the time slot. So no, that's all I like in that time slot.
I like Missouri against Penn. Missouri stacked. They got a new head coach. They fired Quanzo Martin. It's like name 8 programs that have fired Quanzo Martin. You can add Missouri to that list, and you know who they got was the guy from Cleveland State, Coach of the Year twice in the Horizon. I like them. Plus, they have Kobe is back too this year. And plus, they got some other guys come in. They're going to be good. Missouri's going to be really good this year. They were a good team last year with Quanzo, and they still fired him. But because they got this guy. Everybody wanted this guy. What's his name again? Everybody wanted him. Everybody. Every team.
Everybody.
Every team. I like Arkansas Pine. Nah, just kidding. I like Oklahoma. It's like Champion Christian.
Wow.
They are coming off a win against Champion Christian. You know. What? I'm gonna stay away from that Baylor Norfolk State game. I like Fordham outright on the money line against Arkansas. They're stacked. Don't even kid yourself. Fordham's loaded. Loaded. You know the Neptune, you know, who left for the Villanova job, he was coaching Fordham, right? And so everyone was kind of like, oh, you know, it's Jay Wright's main man, you know, whatever. It's like, right? So he got tons of guys, and they all stayed. He didn't take them with. You know? It's like, the good news is I've got the Villanova job. The bad news, it's not like Lincoln Riley. I'm not taking half of you guys with me. So they're all there still at Fordham. I don't know. North Dakota State fought the good fight there. They are a cover machine, though. Who do you think would win in football, North Dakota State or Colorado, and what would the number be?
North Dakota State minus 6.5.
I think it would be 13.5.
Yeah. 2 touchdown win.
Yeah, I think it would be 13.
They played Arizona, and I think they were North Dakota State was favored in that game.
We laid 40.5 with Baylor the last time, but it was actually a much easier opponent than this. They played Mississippi Valley State, the Delta Devils. Princeton's taking on Navy. Oh, Oral Roberts versus John Brown. There's no line available, but I like Oral Roberts in this one. We got Northern Colorado versus Texas A&M Commerce. I just had to say it. Navy versus Princeton. East Tennessee State versus Elon. Bittler, too bad Bittler's not here. He loves Elon, right? He always loves Elon. Wake Forest versus Georgia. Virginia versus Monmouth. Michigan versus Eastern Michigan. This is another one that's played like in a big football stadium. Illinois versus Kansas City. The Ruse. It's all a ruse. Utah State Bradley. New Mexico USA. Steve Alford still at New Mexico? Where is he? Steve Alford? Is he at New Mexico? I think so.
He is Nevada.
Nevada, that's right.
Yeah.
Oregon State versus FAMU. Arizona versus Southern. Colorado versus Southeastern Louisiana. Colorado State versus Southeastern Louisiana. Oh, man. I don't know how that one missed my list. Eastern Washington against Yale. California Baptist, fresh off that loss to the Beaches, taking on NJIT. You know they're going to be salty. Portland taking on Portland State. Cal State Fullerton against Pepperdine. DePaul versus Western Illinois. San Diego State versus Brigham Young. Washington versus North Florida. Oregon versus UC Irvine Anteaters, 15.5. The Anteaters, doesn't that America West usually go, or Big West, doesn't that always go right through Irvine? Like, you got to beat Irvine, right? They kind of the team to beat.
Yeah, usually.
So Mississippi Valley State travels to Oahu to take on Hawaii. And then UCLA against Long Beach State. What up, Beaches?
Oh man. Well, I'll say it too. What up, Beaches? I love the beach here against UCLA. Yeah, Long Beach State, they always schedule up and they always keep this game fairly respectable. I think this year going to be no different. I think Long Beach State keeps this one within, I'd say, 15 at the very least. Line is 18.5 right now. I think that's just far too many points with UCLA. So give me the beach in that one. Just scouring through these. I also like the under between Monmouth and Virginia. I'm always weary, seeing a favorite of 23.5 and the total distal of under 125.5. I think Monmouth, they struggled against Seton Hall, who plays that slow paced defensive style, and Virginia is just better defensively than Seton Hall. I think Monmouth's going to struggle in this game, but I also don't trust Virginia to score a whole whack of points. So I'm going to go with the under 125.5 in that one. And those are the only two I like in this time slot.
Two I like in this time slot. Definitely got to go with the Beaches here. What up, Beaches? I think they definitely keep it closer. That's more like a 10-point win for UCLA on that one. And the other one I like here is I'm going to take the Roos here, Kansas City. I think they keep it closer with Illinois. I know Illinois is going to be good, but I think this got backdoor cover written all over it. I'll take the Kansas City Roos. I think Illinois wins by like 20 points, not the 25.5. That's up to now. I don't think they blow them out of the water in that one.
All right. Is that it?
Yep, the two I like there.
All right. I'll fill you guys in. And this is why you watch the show. This is why you tolerate us. So Eastern Michigan against Michigan. Eastern Michigan. Just forget. Put the money on Eastern Michigan. Just forget about it. It's Eastern Michigan's stacked. Freaking loaded. Stan Heath is the coach, right? And they're loaded. They have this guy, they have Amani Jones, right? So the guy who was like the guy. Remember last year in college? Like, he's the guy they got in Memphis. Penny, right? Scandal, felony charges, right? The whole 9 yards on this guy. Clear to the felony charges. He's enrolled and he's playing tonight in his first game. They got him. They got him. It's like, this is like Bruce Pearl stuff. He's eligible and he's playing. It's like, he's got it's not just him either. They've got all kinds of guys on this roster. It's like when you get a guy like that, that means you got a whole slew of this stuff. He's the cherry on the cake. Like, this is the guy, This is like, I mean, he's not going to get, he's a lottery style guy, a lottery pick guy, but he's also like, he might not go in the lottery because he's got the character issues.
Nice.
Yeah, we don't care about character issues with our money.
No.
Not on Degenerate Friday.
Yeah, we'll judge him as a person on Surly Monday, but not today. Yeah. Eastern Michigan, I did my homework on this one. I thought Michigan was susceptible against PFW, but this is like a whole different beast. Eastern Michigan's like, they're the real deal. Everyone's Googling. It's right. It's right. It's true though, right? What I'm saying, right? It's true. It is all true. I'm not making this up. It's like, oh, believe me, I studied this one. I had this one in the videos.
Nice.
Yeah. Sometimes that's what the beauty of covering all these games that we do. You know, we cover every game, sportschefplace.com, pickdogs.com. Chris and I do more college football videos than all the other sites combined. This is the beauty: is you find those Southern Illinois against Oklahoma State. You find this, you know, games like this. But the line in this one is dropped 3 points. Everyone was late to the party on this thing. So we beat them to the punch. When I did the video and posted, it was 21.5. It's already down 3 points because people figured it out. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Whoa. Whoa. Wait a minute. This guy? I thought this guy was felony charges. Yes, but he's also a college basketball player, so he's cleared of felony charges. It's like the judge, you know, goes in. He does play college hoops. All right. I like the beach against UCLA as well. I like the Anteaters against Oregon. Irvine, I mean, these are ridiculous point spreads, you know. Oregon fell flat on their face several times last year at home against much easier opponents than this. I think that Yale Eastern Washington is probably a good avoider, you know.
It's a tight game in that one.
Yeah, it's a good one to avoid. Yale always hits those bombs, you know.
Right?
And Eastern Washington can run the floor like no one's business. That's it for me in that slot. All right. We go to the parlay segment. Exactly an hour into the show, we did it. Chris?
Well, for being Degen Friday, let's
we didn't
make
really
it
degen it up today like we normally do.
Well, then save it for now. I'm gonna go with the 5-leg parlay. I'm gonna go with the Tampa Bay Lightning. I'm gonna go with Duke laying the points, Baylor laying the points, Missouri laying the points, and Purdue laying the points.
Rod?
And for me, we're going to go Hofstra on the money line, UCF on the money line. We're going to take the Magic plus the points. We're going to take the Tampa Bay Lightning on the money line. And where's the last? Take Liberty plus the points versus Alabama.
I'll take the Smoking Kraken. I'll take the Dallas Stars puck line. I will take Fordham on the money line. I'll go with I think Oregon might be susceptible on the money line. I like South Carolina money line. I like West Virginia and who's Oregon playing again? We just did this one. UC Irvine money line. Thanks to everyone for joining us. Make it a winning day. We appreciate each and every one of you. Man, there's a lot of information.